Today's horoscope from Astrocademy, Aries, August 23, 2022. Mars begins its transit of your home and family sector today, animating your domestic life. Mars will spend more time in this sector than its usual 2 months, and home and family affairs get more of your attention, possibly requiring some reorganization. Expect a lot of extra energy for domestic matters during this cycle and perhaps some conflicts within the family circle. Problem areas that have been lingering under the surface can emerge. Aim to enjoy extra time spent on improving your home life and consider ways to feel more secure and comfortable. This transit brings much energy to your domestic life, sometimes too much. It's best to work this transit to your advantage by directing your energy into productive channels. Today, Mercury heads into opposition with Neptune in your sign, and questions from others could awaken the escapist in you. At the same time, you do need time to arrive at conclusions. You might experience a mental disconnect with someone, and it's best to be careful if you give answers that unintentionally mislead, as these may fix things at the moment but lead to long-term problems. While it's all too easy to become distracted today, it's also a strong time for new ideas and imaginative thinking. The universe always continues shifting, and a new era is here for you. This is because mighty Mars, the planet of energy, is now transiting your solar 4th house of home, family, and domesticity until March 2023. If married or living together, you could become quite busy moving, renovating, or redecorating. This may even require you to step in for one of your parents, and if this is the case, do so with grace. Singles also can use this energy to transform their living space into a sanctuary for romance and intimacy. Seize the day. Find the balance between your head and heart. As an intuitive water sign, you may not initially jive with Mars entering an air sign like Gemini today. You may like going about your work with sensitivity. But Mars in Gemini encourages you to gather information, be socially ambitious, and explore every avenue instead of the ones that simply feel right. Although Mars in Gemini is a little out of your comfort zone, you might benefit from leaning into the assertive mental energy as opposed to following your emotions in your line of work. As the Sun reaches his last weekend in your work sector, a friendly aspect to the last of 3 planets in your income sector is still separating. These are the same aspects that Venus will continue to make over the coming weeks, with the solar spotlight not only shining on work and job matters but on income potential as well. You're feeling freer to take chances with your communication. This bears fruit when it comes to new job searches or efforts to shore up financial setbacks. You have more than one opportunity to earn more cash by taking on extra hours or part-time work. But aspects are shaking up your job sector in a way that you may find unpleasant. If your company seems unstable now, print those resumes and start sending them out. There's a lot of maverick energy out there these days. Isolation is not the answer, but do keep your distance from those who drain you. Tune it out and tune into yourself. Consider raising your spirits by working with your hands. Go get some wonderful, organic produce and prepare yourself a nourishing meal such as homemade soup. Take yourself on a long walk by a body of water and breathe in the fresh air, exhaling any sadness or anxiety. If the last few days have destabilized you a little, today should be the day that you find an equilibrium again. The challenge will consist in make your relationships with family and friends better, to smooth things out and look for common ground. Don't step up the rhythm too much though, and above all don't be impatient. You will have to closely collaborate with others and be diplomatic. Some advice: be more receptive than active in your relationships and go with the flow. 3 days after Mars' departure from your income and return to your communication sector created a significant sea change on both fronts. It is the Sun who is on the move today. It is the Sun's departure from a fun, playful, romantic and creatively charged part of your chart and return to your busy work sector that can create a significant shift, but this year life is unlikely to become all work and no play. The Sun will find ready-made momentum across the income, work and career fronts, while Venus is staying on to defend the playful and creative side of life's fence. The Sun's departure from your romantic sector today might take the solar spotlight off matters of the heart, but with Venus, the planet of love, staying on, the next 2 weeks could be the most romantically charged of the year. At the same time, while the Moon left your communication sector yesterday, Mars' new war on communication barriers is just getting started. Our eyes in sky. The Gemini Moon is helping us understand how we can transcend and heal. You might have felt a little tightly wound over the past couple of days, but the vibe right now is perfect for decompressing. The energy is light, and you might feel as though you're flowing from task to task. Be sure to engage with your softer side and indulge in some beautiful fabrics, scents and objects. There is a slight hiccup today because a minor tense connection between the Moon and Pluto could evoke intense emotions. You might encounter people who are looking for balance but unable to create it for themselves. The lunar energy has a tendency to make us put the comfort of others before our own, so watch out for interactions that are too draining for you. If you're naturally empathic, you might need to disengage from people who deplete your energy. There might also be issues concerning injustice or unfairness, which could be powerful triggers that disrupt your calm. Luckily, these issues should dissipate as we glide toward nightfall, just in time for you to enjoy a calm and carefree evening at home. Be sure to enjoy some self-care this evening or find some other way to have a low-key night. After midnight, Mercury in Virgo opposes Neptune in Pisces, provoking misunderstandings. This aspect functions a bit like Mercury retrograde, in that it scrambles communication and prompts assessments based on faulty logic. We might cherry-pick information from correspondence to back up a flawed assumption. We can also fixate on weird highlights within our conversations, so even if we comprehend what friends are saying at a surface level, it is impossible to give appropriate feedback. This is obviously not a good influence for detail work, having time-sensitive discussions, or signing contracts. Negotiations may seem to arrive at a satisfactory conclusion, but we'll have to double-check later to clear up confusion. In the pre-dawn hours, Vesta, which has been retrograde in Pisces since July 7th, backs up into Aquarius. The goddess asteroid of divine inspiration will retrace the steps it took during the 3rd and 4th week of May, so look back to this period to see what was occurring relative to your passion projects. While Vesta transited Pisces, we invoked compassion to attune to the higher spiritual aspects of our calling. However, the egoless haze of Pisces may have also found us becoming distracted or drained by our ambitions. With Vesta back in Aquarius, we remember the root humanitarian motives of our causes. We can also challenge any rules keeping us in predictable boxes. At this time, we may need to reassess the advantages or disadvantages of having community input influence the designs of our sacred work.